Hello everybody, Yuno here, and today I thought I'd try something a little different. Black Ops 6, it's been out for a few months now. I've been having a phenomenal time with it. It's just a blast really, and definitely one of the best things to come out of it is the zombies game mode. And I was thinking of making a video about it, but I didn't know how to proceed or how I wanted to make the video, so I decided I wanted to just talk not about the gameplay necessarily, though that does have an element to it, but more so about the maps, because what makes a great zombies game is good maps. And this one, oh, it is a hit out of the park with all of them. But before we get started, I'd like to say if you enjoyed the content you see today, please leave a like, comment, and hey, maybe even subscribe. I'm going kind of off script for this, honestly. It's very off script. But I'm just going to be making talking points about each map, the pros, the cons, what I like about it, my full personal opinion. And yeah, if you want to see more, stay tuned. Now, when Liberty Falls was first revealed, it was heavily criticized before the game even arrived. Lots of people saying it didn't feel like zombies, lots of people saying it was just a bad map, too simple. It was just, a lot of negativity coming before the game even came out, which I believe is just to do with Call of Duty's reputation as of lately. The past games haven't been that great, and Cold War was okay, but everything around that has just kind of been either from mid to bad. And so a lot of people's hopes were very high for Black Ops 6, and a lot of the early reveals just didn't come up to speed with what people wanted. However, I think after the game released, a lot of people's opinions on Liberty Falls changed quite quickly. Now, we knew this was going to be a bonus map. It's not necessarily part of the main storyline, but it's just something a little extra and something for casual players to pick up. As for some pros I think Liberty Falls is easy to learn and understand. It's definitely the map you want to go into to pick up the game mechanics, to get the gist, the feel of the game, It's very casual in that regard. If you're just looking to grind for some camos or just have a fun time with friends, Liberty Falls is definitely a great choice. The wonder weapon too, the Thunder Gun, it is such a great wonder weapon. I mean, training with this thing and absolutely demolishing crowds is so, invigorating, to be honest. There's also lots of great training areas in this map, which kind of makes it a little easy, but at the same time, it's great sometimes for those, camo farmers, stuff like that, just to have many training areas, and you don't find yourself getting caught on corners too often in this map. The Easter egg, too, is pretty decent, as well as the storyline, and this map is just full of mini Easter eggs. I remember the first time my one friend booted up the bowling ball minigame. That was like, what is going on? And this map is just overall fun to play. Now, as for some cons, this map can be laughably easy, especially if you know what you're doing, if you're good at the game, or if you have friends with you. You can just breeze through this map no problem. It doesn't feel like a zombies map, which is the main criticism Cold War gets with its zombies maps, and the big one this got before the game even arrived is that it just didn't feel like a zombies map. However, to me, I don't feel like that's necessarily the point of the map, because it's supposed to be this West Virginian town right after an outbreak. And to me, the ending of it, the ending of the main Easter egg, it can be a little lackluster. Who's Panos? What's he doing? What's his deal? I mean, I'm sure we'll find out eventually, but as it stands right now, it's just kind of, where are they going with that? But overall, I think Liberty Falls is a really solid bonus map, and honestly was criticized too heavily before the game even came out. And I think it's stemming from this overall problem of people not wanting to hype themselves up, and so they dog on the game any chance they get before it comes out. However, that negativity just leads to a lot of sour taste in people's mouths when it does come out and it's good than how you were describing it as. Terminus, where do I start with you, Terminus? I still remember my first time booting up on Terminus. It was exciting. This was the map everyone was excited for. This was the one the promotional team was going crazy about. This was supposed to be the next big zombies map. And for what it is, it was. This map is great. It has great atmosphere, great gameplay, a great wonder weapon, everything you could ever want. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so why don't I just start with the pros? The story of this map is great. Just the whole prison break atmosphere, everything just going on with this island. Being stranded on an island in general, it reminds me of Mob of the Dead, kind of. And the cutscenes are just chef's kiss, honestly. The boss fights are also challenging and engaging. Nathan, if you don't take him down enough, he's just going to keep healing and you're not going to get anywhere with him as zombies flood you. And Patient 13, oh man, that is a memorable and challenging fight for sure. It's a challenging map in general, to be honest, though. I mean, the zombies are strong, which they usually are in this game. You got to get strong fast to take care of them, because they just come in every which direction. This map is the one I find myself getting stuck in the most, in like weird corners in that. And this map is huge. I mean, you have your main island and you have all these little surrounding islands that you can kind of boat to. And the wonder weapon, the Beam Master, is also fun to use. You can kind of hypnotize the zombies, then use your beam to break them all down. And the Pack-a-Punch quests and Easter egg quests are also pretty solid. Nothing really to complain about there. You got main goals to just follow through. And directed mode definitely makes this map a lot easier, but it has some great training areas. Great for camo farming, as with most of the maps on this game. Well, there's only 3, but there's also lots of fun mini Easter eggs in this map. I know one in specific where you can get a free perk, which I think you have to collect a bunch of parts around the map, like ingredients, a brain, stuff like that, and cook them on a pot in the kitchen. And this map just also feels like a zombies map, which is the one thing Liberty Falls is missing. Now the cons, the Easter egg can be confusing at times, mainly the algebra step. Come on Treyarch, we don't want to do algebra. The exfil can be pretty far away if you're unlucky, and then you just get assaulted by zombies from every which direction as you're trying to make it to a dock to grab a boat to go to an island. It could be pretty infuriating at times. The boat controls are also pretty clunky, but that might just be a personal gripe. Patient 13 can be annoying when doing your main storyline quest, like especially the buoy part. If he just keeps popping out of the water and like poisoning you, that part does get a little tiresome after a while. And the Pack-a-Punch lift moving on its own, this one's more of a gripe from me, but that can be annoying because it can mess up your training area or just kind of throw you off, and then you have to go all the way around down through the tunnels to the Pack-a-Punch room. But overall, Terminus is a phenomenal step in the right direction, and I hope we see more maps like this. But there's still one more to go. Citadel Dimor is the newest map in addition to the first DLC of this game, and it is a phenomenal zombies map, to be honest. Everyone was very hyped for it, and that hype was not short-lived. We've got new swords, we've got new enemies, we've got a great boss. However, I feel like it's too early to give my full opinion, so I'll keep this section short. For the pros, I think it's a fun, engaging map from the drop in. You've got some great areas to train in. It has some pretty memorable set pieces. And it can be pretty challenging too. I mean, I still haven't high-rounded this map, and that's just, it's not of my own skill. It's just kind of, you kind of got to get good at this map. You got to learn the tricks. You got to learn the areas to camp in. And it's got a great and memorable boss fight. I mean, I don't even know what the name of the statue is, but it is tricky to fight. You gotta be careful. Honestly, me and my friends, we beat it through a glitch where you use Idolize as it transforms, which they've now patched, but it kind of puts it in a catatonic state. But man, even then, it was like it had so much health. You could not dent it fast at all. The swords are pretty awesome. I like that we got 4 for each squad member, and I like their elements and names. Their quests for the swords too are pretty awesome. Some of them are a little confusing, mainly the Raven one. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. I have figured out the Fire, Thunder, and Lion ones. The quests in this map are just pretty challenging in general. Everything you have to do to unlock the main boss fight, it can be pretty challenging. Doppelghasts are a new enemy addition. These are pretty cool. They're kind of like amalgams, but two-headed. They run fast. They're not as strong as amalgams. They can't pull you. But when you kill them, they kind of explode into this like ether space. And the mid-game Easter egg of Franco getting killed by Maya, that one's pretty awesome. I like doing that every time I'm in just for the free GS. And it can be pretty challenging if you are not prepared going into it. My main strat is to get a sword, get 2 shields, and the Pack-a-Punch quest itself too is pretty unique. I mean, it's mainly just a matter of getting down to the Pack-a-Punch and shooting out the locks to fight the Doppelghast and unlock the box, but I mean, shooting the cannon into the castle to unlock it, stuff like that, it's a new idea, which is what we wanted to see. For the cons of this map though, from the start it was very buggy. Me and my friends were encountering lots of problems with the Mystic Orb. 2 times it's been stuck in the air. One time it got stuck in the wall but kept saying it was in our inventory and we couldn't progress any further. And the swords definitely do need buffed. They're kind of underpowered in the Wonder Weapon department. They're good, don't get me wrong, but they're just not high round items at all. They're strong for what they are, but if they got a buff, which they actually nerfed an item that needed a buff, which we can get to that another time, but these swords desperately need a buff. But overall, that's kind of my opinion on Citadel D. Moore. Overall, I think the maps in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 are phenomenal and they are a great step up in the franchise and what we've been hoping for. Treyarch has definitely been cooking. But with that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below which map's your favorite, if you played the game yet or if you haven't, and hey, maybe even subscribe. And if you like my content, maybe want to see my horror content or maybe other gaming content, this would definitely be a great place to start. And with that out of the way, have a wonderful day.